Hello, and welcome back to See What Sticks, a podcast about everything and nothing. I'm your co-host, Russell.
And I'm your co-host, Emma. Hope y'all are having a fantabulous day.
I'm just turning Emma's volume
You're
up.
messing with my face. Anyway.
No, Emma's on a phone as well. Maybe you can't tell, I'm using the old, new microphone that I've been using, not a sponsor, but it's a Blue Yeti microphone. The last few weeks I was using a different one that was being a complete pain in the butt, but now I'm back to this one, and hopefully it'll sound more normal, or more like the half-assed audio that we really bring to the table here, and that's what we're about, is a half-assed attempt at something that somehow works.
Most certainly.
So this week, there's a few things that I want to talk about, and I haven't prepped Emma on this, so we're more organic, because I feel that for some of the episodes, like the ones I have with Curtis or Adam or something, if we have a topic, it works really well, because then we both know what to do. But with the Emma Russell podcast, if we just talk about a thing, it works way better. But here's what I want to start with, is first, thank you for listening. If you're listening, you're beautiful out there. What was your day like? Wow, that was awesome. So here's what I want to start with. For people who do know out there and don't know, I'm a huge nerd about movies. I actually am a pretty big nerd about everything. And I just got this thing called Movie Pass. And this is my question. How in the name of Christ does it make money? So for people who don't know, it's $10 a month. So like Netflix, or is Netflix $10 a month? How much is it, Emma?
I think it's 10. I don't know. I bought it a while ago and I just keep paying it. I really should pay attention to my billing a little bit better, I think. But
yeah, so it Netflix or like Spotify. Spotify is $10 a month. And Spotify works because so many people use it, and that's just, it works because enough people put money in and they pay the artist that way. And yeah, but Movie Pass is $10 a month. So in theory, you could go see like 40 movies. I mean, you could see a movie every day. So you could see 30 movies and only pay $10 for all of those combined. So wouldn't you think that the theater or someone is losing money on this deal?
I have no clue. I literally have nothing to weigh in on this because neither do I have Movie Pass, nor do I really ever go to the movies that often, I'll be honest.
Yeah, you go with me whenever.
Yeah, that's about the only time I go. Actually, that is the only time I go. Yeah. I don't go any other time.
But I don't know. I just think as a business model, that's really strange. Maybe I'm just being dumb about this and there's money coming in through sponsorships or something else or partnership deals. But it would seem that it wouldn't make money. Because if it's one of those things, it's like a membership for $10, but it's like going to a buffet that costs that much, but you're eating more than what you're paying for. And if everyone is doing that, wouldn't you just essentially just hemorrhage money and then the company would go out of business? I don't know.
They're probably just relying on the fact that people will probably go a lot in the first couple of months and then just kind of like fall off. Or it's going to be one of those like, how many movies a month do you genuinely want to go sit through? Some months there's like none for me. Yeah. So I think they kind of rely on that, like there are going to be months where the movies don't interest parties that are in this app. So I think that's what they're relying on.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I genuinely do not know.
Like people like me who, in theory, every month there's probably 2 or 3 movies I'd go see. It's paying for itself. However, for other people like you who are more of a general audience, it doesn't work the same. So maybe that's it. Maybe I'm in the minority here. I don't know. But yeah, that was just my first thing is on Movie Pass, because I was thinking about it all day. Is like, how the hell are they making money? And yeah. So, Emma, what have you been up to since the last podcast that you were on?
Ew, that was a week ago, right? Yeah. A week? I'm horrible with timelines. Well, we went to a minor league baseball game. Not going to say what team it was, just because I like to be mysterious. But it was a fantastic time. We went to the big city of the state that I live in. I also am not going to say what it is. But we ate downtown and went shopping all day, even though Russell absolutely hates shopping. We went ahead and went into like every single store because that's just what I like to do. And I annoy the living crap out of him because I have to touch everything, and he actually can confirm this.
Yeah, okay, we're going to go off on this. Okay, for everyone out there listening, if you are like this or not, you'll know what I mean. So when I go shopping with Emma, I have never experienced this before in my life until shopping with Emma. It doesn't matter what store we're in. It could be a Best Buy. It could be Emma loves Charlotte Rouge. It could be that. It could be literally any store. It could be a shoe store. Emma has to touch every single item for sale. She has to fondle and manhandle it.
I do not.
Yes, you do. You walk by and you like get your
don't touch
fingers on
every single
everything.
thing in the store. Okay. Let me clarify a little bit here. So think about it. Let's like do a little bit of like scene building here. You're in the middle of like a clothing store. Okay, so let's say I'm trying to think of a very large chain of stores that would be all over the world. Help me. Pick one.
Let's say you're like in Macy's.
Okay, so you're in Macy's and you're in like, sorry dudes, I guess the women's clothing section. This is easier for me to visualize here. And you're walking through and like, I'm gonna be real, there have been times where I'm like, oh, I'm not interested in anything here, and then I touch something and it just totally like is such a delightful sensation, and my body's like, wait, check that out, and I'll check it out and I'll come home with it, seriously. And it's like, so sometimes
No. Okay, wait. Okay, here's where I'm gonna stop you. So are you saying you have a psychic bond with fabric where you touch it and it changes your opinion of the piece of clothes? Now, the answer to this question is either yes or no. Is it yes?
Yeah,
do you have
so
Emma has, this is for the record, in the continuity of this podcast, Emma has a psychic connection with clothing. So
okay, no, I don't know. I mean, like, it just speaks to you when you touch it. Like, it's like
I am a human who lives on planet Earth, and I own clothing. I wear clothes pretty much all day, every day. I mean, I'm naked underneath my clothes. I know it's a hot take, but I don't think I've ever gone to a store or anything and touched a shoe or touched a hoodie or touched a shirt and been like, holy God, this is for me. I've seen stuff and I'm like, that's cool, but I've never had an emotional response to a clothing item.
Well, it's not like necessarily emotional. It's just like a drive to purchase something. So like, I'll just be real. Like rayon spandex blends and t-shirts, they're the bomb. They are so soft.
Wait, is that like the Under Armour shirts?
I don't know what those are. I'm just kind of talking about most like elastic type women's shirts that are not cotton. So basically, if it's not cotton, it'll typically be like that spandex rayon mix. And it pills really bad after like a few uses or wearing of it. But like, that texture, kind of like that.
It's like that marbled kind of gray-black Under Armour shirt, the loose-ish one, or like the Purdue one I have with the football on it that you wear to the gym.
Remember the green shirt that I have? This is so hard. People who are listening right now.
Yeah, they're just like, shut the hell up. But that's what they're thinking.
So it's like that.
Yeah.
That one is the most delightful feeling. But one that's like super off-putting is like men's button-down shirts. That texture of fabric is really off-putting to me.
But okay, so for everyone listening out there, what would you think about a men's button-down shirt that's Under Armour material? You would look like such a chotch. Bubble.
It's like so elastic.
Yeah, it would be too tight. You'd look like Superman in his outfit, but with just like a tie on. It would look goofy.
You would look like you're supposed to wear a large, but you're wearing a medium.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. But going on that, we went shopping.
Yes, and I touched everything, and it drove Russell nuts.
The reason it doesn't drive me nuts that you're touching it, the reason it drives me nuts personally is because I buy clothes and I don't want 100 people's hands all over my shirt. And
okay, well, I don't like lick it and shove it down my throat. Like I literally will just graze it with like
grubby
the back.
hands. Like
it's like I'll graze it with
think
the
about
back of my hand.
Okay, you and I are both maybe on the scale more of like cleanly people, but think about the person who's coming in there with like 5 kids whose kids' hands are covered in poop and garbage and like spaghetti sauce, and they're like, I like the feel of this material. Now you're gonna have that poop garbage hand all over your shirt. That's a problem.
That's the risk you take when you buy something that's not plastic wrapped from like the internet.
Okay, this is why. I mean, I like supporting stores because it helps like the clientele or the cashiers and stuff. I do support that. However, I just don't want people's grubby hands. And like, okay, the biggest one for me is people trying on clothes. That's why I'm weird about trying on clothes, because I'm like, ew, someone else's body was in this and I don't like it.
I guess that doesn't bother me as much. For me, like the only thing that I struggle with is bathing suits.
I've never tried on a bathing suit.
Okay, so bathing suits and bras. Because bras, there
I
is
could
no
see that one.
protective liner in them. Like, bathing suits, there's a protective liner. And I mean, like,
You just don't want a
I'm
sweaty
gonna just get
boob.
real, like, down and direct here. You're really supposed to wear your underwear, like, whilst trying on the bathing suit, but I definitely know people who don't, and that freaks me
Ew.
out even more.
Gross.
It's like pretty much sharing a pair of underwear. I swear, it freaks me
But
out so much.
that's like with bras as well. It's like, I don't want, I mean, I have never worn a bra, but I just don't want someone else's sweaty boob where my boob will be. And maybe that's a hot take. I
That one freaks me out.
I just have like a feeling about a sweaty boob where my boob will be, and I don't care whose boob it was. I just don't want that boob to boob contact.
Like some shirts, that like when you go to put them on, they definitely have never even been like opened up before because they almost have that fabric thing where it's like it's coming apart and you're just like, oh my god, it's the best feeling ever. Seriously.
No, 100%. We just talked for 10 minutes about clothes. That's not.
Okay, not about clothes, but my obsession with touching everything.
Yeah, Emma likes touching.
It's textures. It's not like I touch like.
You know what I'm gonna go about? You know what we should go out and get you? It's like swatches for paint, but I'm gonna just buy you a bunch of different texture swatches, and then we'll just put them in your house, and you can just go feel a bunch of the texture swatches. And then
you mean a sensory block?
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, there's babies who have like sensory disorders, and they need like different feelings. Yeah,
really?
Or it helps them just learn their senses in general. Yeah.
Huh. That's really cool, actually. But okay, we're gonna go off that and talk about a few things. This is something I've realized. I know you've probably realized it too. Let's talk about music in gyms. So, what is your opinion of music that's playing in gyms?
I go to Planet Fitness, and I'll be honest, I don't have very many complaints about their music. It's usually it's a pretty big variety. I mean, I really feel like they don't stick to one genre and one genre only. But there have been gyms that I have been to that I'm like, I'm not feeling this. Like,
yeah, so
there'll be some like Jason Mraz playing, and I'm like, this is not.
Yeah, this isn't
not
workout
a
music.
Workout song, like yeah.
So the gym I work out at, for everyone out there listening, is part of a university. It's not Purdue. I went to Purdue. It's not Purdue's gym. It's a university close-ish to where where my parents live. And so today I was in there, actually recording this right after the gym, and I'm gross and sweaty, and I can smell myself. It's the worst. But so the Shins were on, and I love the Shins. I'm a huge Shins fan. But when I'm lifting, and I was lifting with a friend, and so we're not having headphones in or anything, but I don't want to bench press or lat pull down to the Shins, or after the Shins, the Strokes run. Nothing pumps me up about Julian Casablancas' voice. And after that, there was like love songs on. And I mean, it's not going to pump me up. And I don't know who picked this playlist. And I know people from that gym do listen to this. Guys, let's just put on some like EDM or something, because you know who loves EDM? The old women doing calisthenics. You want to get some good calisthenics in? Let's put on some like Diplo.
Planet Fitness actually was playing the Killers.
Oh, I love the Killers.
Last time I was in there, I think it was Miss Atomic Bomb, and there's another one. They played a couple Killer songs.
See, that's cool.
But, yeah.
Okay, going on that, the subway in the building I used to live in. We're going to talk about that subway. We have a bunch of weird memories from that subway, from the building I used to live in. So the old building I used to live in had a subway on the first floor, for the people who don't know. And there's like a grocery store there and stuff as well. So I went in there right before I graduated from Purdue. One of my friends from one of my classes actually worked there. I was like, oh, wow. But I walked in and the Migos were on. I have never thought of Migos and been like, yum, I want a sub with that. Usually in Subway, it's elevator music, but their manager wasn't there, so he's like, I'm going to blast Migos and Lil Uzi Vert. And I was like, what is happening? Because when you walk into a Subway, you expect that weird Subway smell that doesn't smell like food, but it still makes you hungry. It's a weird smell. I don't know how to describe it. It's the weird, everyone knows I'm talking about the Subway smell. But then having that with trap music, I don't know. It's like the reverse version of the gym thing. All I'm saying is music has a time and place for every situation. I don't know why Emma was just clapping.
I'm sorry. There's a big old mosquito in my house right now, and it's big enough to actually carry me off, and I'd really rather not get bitten, but I can't quite coordinate myself enough to, like, get it.
Okay, where's the worst place to get a mosquito bite?
I think we all know.
No, I had a really bad one recently, and I had a mosquito bite on my face. I had one, like, between my eyeball and the where, like, your glasses sit. I had one there, and I honestly thought, I'm like, you know what? It just ends here. I'm just jump off my roof. This is the worst, because I wear glasses because I'm 85 and I have bad vision. And I couldn't wear my glasses because it hurt to press on the mosquito bite. And I'm like, well, I can't drive anywhere either right now because I don't wear contacts because I'm scared of touching my eyeballs. So that's a real problem on my end.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really had any horrible experiences with mosquito bites. I think it's mostly just been, like, arms and legs, like everybody. Usually it's, like, my back. Like, if I'm, like, bent over doing something like gardening or whatever, and it's getting later in the evening, and it's, like, my shirt's tighter against my back, they can get through it.
You get mosquito bites on your butt?
Back. Not butt. Back.
I've got mosquito bites on my butt.
Never gotten a mosquito. I've got a chigger bite on my butt.
A what?
Chigger. Chigger. It is a bug. It's a little red mite that crawls in forests.
Oh, those?
Nobody freak out. That's not at all what I was meaning. It's a little red mite, and they're evil.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. They're like neon red.
That's actually their actual, like, common name. I'm not just, like...
Really?
That's not, like, a slang thing that I'm picking up here. Like, that's genuinely what they're called.
Yeah, so Spreaker, don't flag us for that, please.
Yeah, no, I seriously,
But yeah, so... Oh, I didn't know that was a thing, huh? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they like tight clothes. So, like, when my dad was still doing, like, his army stuff, when they would go do stuff in the forests, like, for a week, then he would come back, and there would be, like, these red rings on his legs, and I would ask him what they were from, and their pants, like, go under their boots and cinch to their legs, and since that's such a tight part of their, like, clothing, all those little mites would, like, cluster there, and they just feed on you.
Interesting. So
yeah, it's super itchy.
That sucks. But I have an idea for this podcast. By listening to a different podcast, I think we should start something here. And I do want to start making, like, t-shirts or merch for this, because give us your money today. I would start a Patreon. I was thinking about doing a Patreon for this, for people who... Cool, Emma caught a mosquito.
How big that is?
Yeah, it's actually really big. We're, like, FaceTiming each other. That's how I can see it. But so I was thinking about maybe making a Patreon for this and, like, doing the video portion of this show on Patreon for those people and extra stuff for them. If people out there like that idea, just email or Twitter, tweet at me. Tweet at me, bro. Because I was thinking about doing that. Also, money is nice, and I want money. That's why we're here. We're only here for money, not to have fun. But I was also thinking that we both have vocal crutches, right?
True.
So, like, some people say things. Emma's is, what is yours? It's when you say something like, not lately. What is your vocal crutch? I can't think of it, but...
I just picked it up recently, and I don't know if it was, like, someone at work maybe I've been around that I got it from. I'm not sure, but I can't remember what it is either. Like, I'll have to say it.
Oh, what is it?
Did it start with an O? Was it, like, an O word?
Well, there's ones where you say, like, it's morbid, and you say the word morbid for lots of things that aren't morbid.
True.
And it's like, anymore. You say anymore all the time.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. I genuinely am, like, trying to think about if I, like, work around someone who says that a lot, and I don't think so, but, like, maybe I just picked it up anymore.
I know I probably have a few as well.
Yours is no. I think
mine is
from you. I picked that one up from you.
I think
make fun of both of us.
We should start a vocal crutch jar, and one, it'll teach us how to expand our vocabulary. 2, it'll be funny for the podcast because we'll call each other out on it. But also, then all that money we can use to reinvest in the podcast for another microphone or something.
Okay, I do have one question for the rules.
Okay.
I'm just going to use this as an example. This is not me genuinely using it.
Okay.
if I were to say a sentence that was like something, something, I'm not going to do that
No,
anymore.
that's fine.
That's acceptable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or when you say whatever the vocal crutch may be for that situation, if
I feel
you're
like some
using...
people are going to write in now and be like, these are all your vocal crutches.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be so terrified to
And
even open my mouth. I'm
be
literally
like,
I'm never going to speak again.
like the term morbid curiosity, or that was morbid, as in like it was like very dark. You can use that, but if you're using the vocal crutch in a spot where it doesn't need to be used, that's where you put it in the jar. Or we like put the money in. And I wish there was a thing, there probably is out there, where you can do like a digital version, like a Venmo version, where you can put money into a pool. There probably is one out there. I'll have to research it, but I think that'd be really fun. And then like at the end of, let's say we do it for like 30 episodes or 10 episodes or 20 episodes, and all that money we redistribute back. I think it'd be funny to see how much or how often we say something.
Oh, yeah.
So that was an idea I had. But also the Patreon thing, I was thinking might be kind of interesting, and we could do like merch and other things through Patreon for people who want to support the show and like give back, because the only reason we make this show is because people listen. Also because we like doing it. I think it's fun. So I was thinking that might be a thing that comes up, and we've experimented recently in the last few weeks with the video side of this, and I think we both enjoyed it. Yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
So I was thinking we could do that with the Patreon side, or like more of something like that. And if people are super anti that, then they can be anti that. But I was thinking we might be able to do it for that also, because it involves less effort from us to do it constantly. And we can do like more Q&A style video things or that, because I know people who like those kind of things, but not everyone does. And it will help with views. It'll help with saving time for us and giving people what they actually want, versus throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. See what I did there? But yeah, okay. Here's another thing. We're going to talk about something that I learned. Red wine gives me headaches. So
yes.
I thought that was just a thing. And then I had red wine recently. For those of you out there who don't know, I don't really drink alcohol very often or much, but Emma's like a wine aficionado. She's like
I'm not. I enjoy an occasional glass, but I'm not an aficionado.
Okay. Emma's a wine fan. And I always, people said like, oh, red wine can give you a headache. I was like, oh, okay, that's like any kind of alcohol. If you drink a lot of it, it'll give you a headache. It'll make you hungover, whatever. So I decided to have some red wine. And it gave me the worst headache I think I've ever had. And
yeah, so long story short, we went on a winery tour throughout the state that I live in for my birthday, and I was like kind of keeping to like the rosés and the white wines, and Russell was just like all about those dark reds. And I was
they taste really good. They taste like grape juice.
Dry reds were his favorite, and I'm like, you are going to have to slow down, or you are really going to regret that.
I didn't even feel like the buzz side of it, and I was like, oh, nope. I'm fine, like, because I didn't feel anything.
Like a truck in the car when his headache came on. I was like, oh, I've been there, and it's the worst headache.
And it was one of those things, like, it's wines, and it wasn't very much. It was just a bunch of samples of different ones, so I had no buzz. I felt nothing like that. And it was just, I'm like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. It's just not going to affect me. And yeah, like Emma said, probably 10 minutes later, I'm like, oh God, my brain is dying. It felt like there was a black hole forming in the center of my skull, and it was sucking my head in.
Something to do with the tannins and the grape skins, and they interact with our brains a certain way, and it causes that like headache, is what I've always read. I mean, I don't know all the scientific details, but
I've had migraines before. And for those of you who listen, I've had seizures before, quite frequently, because I have epilepsy. This headache, I think, was worse than one after a seizure. I legit wanted to just, like, put my head in, like, a cold pillow and never take it out. And I'm pretty good about him since all this stuff, but I was like, please kill me now. This is the worst. But yeah, that's something I learned recently. I also learned that Emma didn't used to like fish at all. And I think through osmosis, through me, Emma likes fish now.
I eat some fish. I am slowly broadening my seafood horizon.
Emma ate a fish taco this weekend, and I was so proud.
Oh my God, it was so good.
Yeah, it was so good.
I've been actually craving those from the restaurant we went to downtown.
Yeah, I've been craving fish tacos too. Today I looked at Grubhub And I was like, are there fish tacos near me? And there
You
weren't.
know, I got desperate enough to the point where I was at the store and I was looking at a frozen bag of fish sticks and flour tortillas, and I'm like, this is a possibility. It would be horrible,
Yeah,
but it's a
it
possibility.
wouldn't live up to the hype. Like in your mind, you'd be like, oh man, some like mango salsa, this onions and tortilla. Oh, it's gonna be a great fish taco. And you eat it, and you just start crying because you're like, this isn't the same.
I'm also on like a microfast and a low carb diet, so that literally would wreck everything
Yeah,
instantly.
it would
So
ravage your diet instantaneously.
it would.
Okay, so
Dieting. That's a fun one. We should get into that.
yeah, so Emma and I have both been, I guess, Emma's been dieting. I haven't, but so I'll get into mine first, and then Emma can get into hers to give some context to what I'm talking about. So, for people who are listeners, I worked at a gym as a trainer and stuff, so I know a tiny bit, like an actual tiny bit, about how to like balance and do workouts. But last year, I gained a little bit of weight. Because just like school got in the way and everything else, even though I was working at the gym, I didn't run as much as I should have. So I gained a couple lbs. This year, Emma and I went to Mexico. So I asked Emma, because she does a lot of body weight stuff and was losing weight as well. Neither of us were fat, by the way. We were just kind of in that position where you're just like, oh, I don't like how I look without a shirt on. And I don't want to gross anyone else out. That's the place I was at. I'm sure Emma's description was fairly similar. So Emma was like, dude, stop eating this garbage. And I didn't just eat trash all the time. But so what happened is I started doing push-ups, and right now I'm like doing like 500 push-ups a day plus normal workouts, and I've lost like 30-ish pounds. I don't diet, and Emma gets mad at me sometimes because I'm not like dieting. I'm just doing this.
I'm not mad that you're not dieting. I'm mad that you're not eating healthy foods.
I do eat healthy foods. I actually eat very healthy.
I'm never mad at you for not dieting.
No, you're like, Russell, why have you lost weight? You haven't even done any dieting. This is actually.
Yeah, at the time I was okay.
It's because I'm a 23-year-old man.
Okay, we're gonna have to give some backstory on this because
Okay.
you're totally making me sound like a monster.
No.
right now.
Emma's not being a monster. It's one of those. I was like, hey, maybe you'd lose more weight if you tried harder, because I'm being an ass about it because I'm a guy and it's a lot easier to lose weight.
Okay, so long story short, I'm just gonna keep this super vague because it is a little bit personal, but let's say I think it was about just like late December, early January. Russ and I started our like quote unquote health kick, like everyone does.
And we're still on it.
Actually, I'm surprised it stopped. Yeah.
See what sticks.
But anyway, so I mean, we were at. It was after our trip to Mexico. And I was really frustrated because Russell would, like, text me a photo of, like, the scale or something like that. I'd be like, oh, yeah, I lost blank and blank pounds this week or something like that. And so I hadn't weighed myself. Like, I weighed myself in the beginning, and I just stayed away from the scale throughout my dieting process. And I genuinely was doing everything right. I already talked to a, like, dietitian and everything else.
She was, like, killing it. She was, like, going, like, ham, like, lettuce, chicken, broccoli, that's it. She was like going like bodybuilder, sort of like that level of intensity on dieting, and it was like inspiring but also sad, because when you don't have sugar or carbohydrates, you become a sad person real deep down in your soul. And
that's because I went keto, so I didn't have rice or anything. I cut almost all my. I actually did at one point cut a majority of my carbs, so I really didn't get enough. I'll be honest, I screwed that part up. But everybody makes mistakes. Long story short, I went on this crazy ass diet kick, went ham with cardio, everything else, you know, and I am a 21-year-old female. Although I am female and it shouldn't be as easy for me to lose weight, I am 21, so it should not be that difficult for me, right? Y'all think that. Also, I'm gonna be real, I am not a twig, I am not a tiny girl, and it's not like I'm trying to shave like 5 pounds off of 3 pounds kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I've got stuff to lose. And I weighed myself, and I lost 1.5 pounds after 5 months of dieting.
it was one of those things where it legit, this isn't just me saying this for the show and because of Emma, but she was dieting 10,000 times harder than me. I lost 35 pounds. I was a thick boy when I was starting this. I was about 225-ish. I'm at around 190 right now, and that's like probably the right weight for me because I'm 6'3", and I don't want to look like a muffin. And when I was at my heavier weight, which Emma very respectfully calls birthday Russell.
I lovingly call it birthday Russell.
So
you're so cute. You had like the chubbiest little cheeks. It was adorable.
Thanks. So I just had gained some pounds there, and I was like, she sent me a picture of it, and I'm like, oh my God, what have I become? I'm a monster. And yeah, that happened. And I just did push-ups and like cardio stuff and worked out extra hard every day and like just didn't eat as much stuff, and I just gave up bread. That's like the one thing I gave up, bread, and I just don't drink juice anymore. So I limit my sugar to like 25 grams a day. And I just shed the pounds off while Emma was like going Spartan level crazy with her diet and just going like ham with it, pun intended, except I don't really like eating pigs, and I know Emma doesn't either. And she was like, I lost 1 pound. I'm like, how is that possible? Like, how is that even real?
And so, like, it was weird because it was one of those like, weird things where I was like, I know my body should not look the way it does right now in the mirror kind of thing. So I struggled with that a lot, and it got really frustrating. So finally, like, I have, like, family health history with certain things. I'm just going to say, like, thyroid issues. So I was like, maybe I have a thyroid problem. I mean, it is a possibility. It can be hereditary, blah, blah, blah. So I go to the doctor, and she's like, no, it's this thing, and I don't really want to get into what exactly it is. It's not, like, embarrassing or anything. It's just not really, like...
Yeah, you just don't always share everything about your life on a podcast.
Long story short, it's a hormonal thing, and they put me on these, like, really, really cheap meds, and bam, it was, like, 2 weeks, and all this weight just fell off.
Yeah.
Like, it was basically just, like...
It's the equivalent?
It was, like, water something fat cells. I can't remember.
Yeah.
It was weird how she explained it to me.
I'm not a scientific kind of person in that way. I don't know all that kind of stuff. I mean, I can tell you some science stuff, but yeah.
But I will be honest, if you are working out and you are trying to lose weight and you are eating healthy and you are making these life changes and not really seeing the results you want, but you are sure that you're doing the right things, you should go see your doctor, because there's a lot of common underlying problems that people have in their lives that they don't realize makes it so much harder to lose weight when you are doing the right thing. So don't be discouraged. Like, always just get things checked out.
So this has been the Emma PSA for this week is go see your doctor. But yeah, no, you know what we should do as a joke? The See What Sticks workout plan. I'll just publish my workout plan and just call it the See What Sticks workout plan. If you want to be the very averagely fit person that I am, where if you put me and a bunch of other averagely fit men in a lineup, you couldn't tell the difference between us. Someone who's not fat but doesn't have a six-pack, and it's just like, oh, you are your default character in a video game. That's what the character looks like when you start the game and have no training. You're like, oh, you have the hint of fitness, but no one would be impressed, is the level of fitness I'm at. Because I stopped weightlifting all the time because it turned me into a thick boy. And it destroyed my shoulders and my knee. Like, actually.
No, bulking and weightlifting than stopping the weightlifting part of your bulking.
You don't know what you're even talking about.
Bulking's a dangerous game.
It is really. Bulking is dangerous because for people out there who don't know what bulking is, most of you probably do, but it's when you are working out very intensely and weightlifting more than doing cardio, and you eat a lot of food to build muscle, but then school and life gets in the way, so you stop doing the gym part as often, but you continue eating all the calories. And those calories weirdly sneak up on you like no one's business. And then it takes Emma to be like, Russell, dude, you gotta do some push-ups, and I have, and then now I look like an average human again, and I'm happy.
I didn't really come to you though. That was kind of your own personal decision. Like, I genuinely did not feeling like you need to lose weight. I never.
No, not like that. But it was one of those.
Like, I think as we both realized at the same time about ourselves.
Yeah.
And like it was kind of just on our mind, and I think we both wanted like a fitness buddy through our journeys, and then realized that the other was also having problems, and it just kind of turned into a mutual thing. But
yeah, before, like, I was working out all the time, working at the gym, so I was like fitness to the max, and then after that I was like fitness cheeseburger in my mouth, and then I had to just do like hella body weight stuff, and it's really worked. But yeah, that's enough about my body and Emma's body in a fitnessy kind of way. But let's talk about I had something planned. I was thinking of something while Emma was talking about the PSA, and I don't remember what it was. I'm gonna just keep saying things until I remember what the heck I was talking about. Oh, yeah. Okay, here's what it is. So this is gonna ruffle some feathers because that's what I do here. Because I'm Ruffle from See What Sticks. It has just occurred to me. Emma's gonna know more because Emma, very strangely, is more into or was more into video game culture than I ever have been. Can you please explain to me? Someone else is going to get mad. Can you explain to me the whole PC Master Race thing? Because, okay, as someone who used to own an Xbox and a PlayStation, I think those are just easier because it's one of those set it and forget it things. And what's with the PC thing? Like, I have a nice laptop. I have a computer where to edit on. Why do you need to spend $10,000 on this to have your game look like it's in real life? Like, what is the difference? Just buy a 4K TV. And it's 10 times as cheap.
Okay, so I never really got into the Master Race thing. I was a very low effort PC gamer. Like, I very much did not get as into it as some people do. And so I didn't really ever have these kind of conversations. Typically it was with like 12-year-old boys that were like, "Are you a girl?" And I was like, "Okay."
Wait, were you a normie? Were you a normie, or were you in it to win it?
It depended. If it was, okay, I'm going to sound like such a nerd. If it was League of Legends and I was in it to win it, that was like, it was all over.
You were in that LOL life?
Oh, Lord. I mean, it was bad.
How much money did you spend on League? You can be honest here. No one's going to judge you except me. And I already know. How much money did you spend on League of Legends?
I really actually would not.
Ballpark it. Ballpark it. No, we're not going to change topics. How much money did you spend on League of Legends?
So many people, including your family, that listen to this are going to judge me.
No, it's fine.
A couple hundred.
What's a couple hundred? Come on. You know exactly how much it is. You just...
I know exactly how much I spent. Yeah,
no, just be real. It's fine.
Cumulatively over like all the years that I played it. Okay, it's probably about 6 years, so about $746.
Okay, that's honestly, I mean, on one
about
game,
$100 a year.
Yeah, that's like people who just buy 1 or 2 games a year, so it's not that much. But for people out there who don't know what League of Legends is, it's essentially if you turned a board game into a video game, because it's a top-down sort of style game where it's essentially you're trying to capture something and defend a point. In the simplest way possible. Emma's going to get really into it. She's giving me this face like, you idiot, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't even live League of Legends.
That explanation, but it's okay. We're just going to leave it in layman's terms.
But yeah, so why the whole PC gaming thing, my old roommates were super into it, and yes. I just don't get why you wouldn't just buy a PS4. And maybe that's stupid of me to say that, but it's just simpler.
Well, okay, here, I'll just make it really... This is the best way for me to explain this. So, like most people, when you're shopping for a car, you have, like, your quote-unquote dream, what basically means affordable dream car in your head. And so some people would go for a truck, or some people would go for a crossover, an SUV, or a sedan, or they'd be like me and go for, like, a microcar of some sort.
But your car's really cool.
Thank you. But it just really depends on what you genuinely enjoy more. So I enjoy really small cars because I'm way too intimidated and that bad of a driver to drive anything bigger.
Uh-huh.
So I prefer small cars. But unfortunately... you kind of get like the truck master race, and I don't know if I live in like a very rural area, and unfortunately driving a very small car, I kind of deal with a lot of like road rage bullying on my end, where like people kind of like will swerve into my lane or cut me off or be really like ride my ass, even though I'm like, I'll be honest, I speed a little bit, and even though I am speeding, they're still on my tail, and I'm kind of like, you need to back off. And the thing is, it is a pass zone, blah blah blah. They can go around me, but they prefer not to, and they have those freaking like particle separating halogen headlights lets
Yeah.
me a girl that actually will burn your eyes out of your skull.
But so
yeah, long story short, you have this like truck master race mentality. It's very similar, in my opinion, in the gaming field, where it's like everybody kind of has their own tastes in things. It's just some people are like, there is no other kind of like mentality, and that's fine. I mean, I think there's people like that in anything in life. I mean, it's just like, if it's your thing, it's your thing.
Yeah.
Stick to it. So I think that's kind of how the PC Master Race
I can see that. I drive a Jeep, for people out there who don't know. But I've met people, and I have a friend who I can shout out on this. I know he listens. My buddy Thad drives a Jeep. He's also like me. I don't think he's like a Jeep elitist master race kind of person. But I've met people who are like, you drive a Jeep, bro? Have you done this? I'm like, no, I haven't. And they're like, why? And I'm like, because I don't care enough. And I think that's the same thing with me and like video games as well. Like I love playing a video game every now and then. And I know that makes me sound like the dumbest 23-year-old on the planet, but it's one of those things where my old roommates spent so much time and all this stuff on their video games and on their computer making the perfect gaming machine, and I'm like, dude, you could spend $300 and just buy a PS4 and it'll look exactly the same.
But you can't, because that would be like me telling you right now, you could just spend a little bit more money for what you have and buy a big jacked up truck instead. And that's totally
okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Same concept.
Yeah. I do see what you're saying. Except I have Steam on my computer, which I know it's kind of defeating my own argument, but I can't look at Steam on how many like hours you play on specific games. And I've played, let's guess how many hours of Steam I've played since January. How many hours do you think of Steam have I played since January? Let's play some bets.
5.
It's 7.5.
Please.
Yeah, and it's all been in BioShock, which I think is a really fun game. Also,
See, I've not played a PC. I actually haven't played like a video game since I stopped my PC gaming. I got way too invested in it.
Did you get lost in the sauce?
Literally, yeah. I mean, it got to the point where like I would probably play from, I would get off work, let's say it's 6, come home, eat dinner, and by like 6:15, 6:30 kind of thing. Like, I lived really close to my job. I would be like sitting down to play and have all my stuff plugged in and like all this kind of stuff. And I would probably end up playing till 5 the next morning, and my work shift would be like at 6:30.
I mean, it's what you like. I think, okay, this is something that I think we should definitely do on the podcast. 1, because you're a girl. 2, because I think it'd be funny. And 3, because I'm actually curious about this. So this also defeats my argument. I've been playing PUBG on my phone, and I'll explain what PUBG is to those of you who don't know in a second. You can Twitch PUBG now from your mobile phone. Can we please do a See What Sticks Twitch episode of PUBG? Also, because if you're a girl on Twitch, I've never actually been on Twitch before. My old roommates were huge into it, so I've seen what Twitch looks like. And if you're a girl, you automatically get views. Can we please do that? Also, I
so much for basically like gamer prostituting me out.
Well, what do you want me to do? Put like not be real about it?
Okay,
but that's just how.
Maybe. I've not even touched PUBG. I'm gonna be real. I downloaded it and I still have yet to even open the game. Like, I am so like wigged out about playing another video game right now.
I surprisingly don't suck as much as I would in any other game. And my parents joke about video games with me is your friends play video games with you, Russell, because you're the guy who's easy to beat. And they're not wrong. I suck. I suck a lot. Like, it is astronomical how bad I am at video games. Except PUBG on my phone, I'm okay at. And for those of you who don't know what PUBG or Fortnite is, welcome to 2018. Hello, my name is Russell. This is Emma. You're listening to a podcast. Another thing that happens in 2018. So, sorry about that. But PUBG and Fortnite are like the Hunger Games if they were a video game. So, like, there's 100 people, you're dropped onto an island, and once you die in the game, the game is over for you, and you have to enter another round. And it's the last man standing, so you go around, you collect weapons, and you essentially survive. Fortnite, you can build forts. That's why it's called that. So it's a little different, but PUBG is essentially you get a gun, you get some ammo, you get health packs, and you essentially just try to not die. And it's quite difficult. I think it's a lot of fun just because it's not just like Call of Duty or Halo where it's just bullets flying everywhere. There's some strategy there, like you can hide, you can like sort of like set up like a trap with like having someone lure them to a car or whatever. And I think that's really fun. But yeah, that's kind of all I've been doing. And I think those kind of games are really interesting because it is online, but it's also not, it's different because it's like, I compare it to the Hunger Games because it's just you on an island, you just gotta not die. So I think that's kind of cool. Emma, what is your take on those games? Do you think they're cool, or are you just on that League life?
I think they're very cool. I mean, I'm like really open to a lot of games. I played Skyrim. Like when I would switch over from PC stuff, like I really play a lot of different things.
Skyrim is the greatest game of all time. You don't even need friends if you have Skyrim.
Yeah, this is another reason I had to step away from video games. Yeah, I mean, really, again, I think it just comes down to what you're into. I mean, like BioShock, I played it, but I'll be honest, I'm not a massive fan of playing it, but I like watching it being played.
Yeah, I can see
like,
that.
If that makes, I would like to watch someone else play it. Like, I enjoy the storyline and everything behind it. It's just like playing it myself physically, I'm not a fan of. But I also have like, I'm a very anxious person. So games like that just do not do well with me. They make me like even more anxious, and I'm like, I can't handle this.
And the original BioShock game is very light horror. There's like jump scares and stuff. For those of you who don't know what BioShock is, but yeah, I understand why someone wouldn't like playing it because it's like, oh shit, something just popped out. But watching someone play it can be fun because you're watching their reaction. But on another note, so guys, spoiler alert, I have a dad and I have a mom. I know that's a hot take for you. I know my parents listen to this. Hi, Mike and Kate. So I showed my dad a video last night. It's just the right height, no bucket required. His reaction was a lot better than I thought it would be. For those of you out there who don't know, Emma, can you explain what this video is?
Why are you going to put that bad juju on me?
Because I think it would be way funnier for you to explain it, and then I can help legitimize your statement. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm going to keep this as PG as possible, because I definitely don't know who does or does not listen to our podcast.
Just don't use the F word in it, but you can...
Well, no. Yeah. It's a guy who really loves his horse, and I'm going to leave it at that. Like, y'all can figure that. But he has a wife.
Okay, so I'll help him explain this. So the video I'm talking about, it's part of a documentary, apparently. I looked it up. It's a part of a documentary about bestiality. So, and the video it's this guy, H3H3, who's this YouTube dude. And it's like a reaction video of him watching this video, him watching this documentary. And it's about this dude who, likes to engage in intercourse with his female horse. And the reason it's called just the right height, no bucket required, is if you get a horse that's the right height so you don't have to stand on a bucket when you and the horse are knocking boots. And it is the strangest video I have ever seen, and it's hilarious. It might be better than Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life. What do you think?
I think I totally don't want to be part of this conversation.
Oh, what's the name of that weird video? It's with the puppets who look like Muppets, and it's like really twisted. It's the Something Scared. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared.
Oh, those videos?
Those are
like,
weird.
Totally, like, make your friend never, ever, ever, like, drop acid or anything again? Yeah.
Yeah, those videos are the ones where you don't ever trust your friends to ever show you a video again, because you go into it and you're like, oh, this is weird.
I was always told those were, like, what those were for, though. If you have a friend, you know, like, that started using hard drugs like that was, like, something you showed them to try and, like, prevent them from doing that again.
Yeah, because it'll make you tear your eyes out.
Yeah, literally.
So for people who don't know what Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is, it may be more popular than the first video we were talking about. It's these weird Muppet-type creatures, and they're like... you think it's like a kid's thing, but then it takes this weird left turn into this psychedelic, strange, surrealist thing. And it's very weird if you watch it just by yourself. But I imagine, as a non-psychedelic drug user, that if you're on psychedelic drugs, your brain would melt. And yeah, for all those out there, you should watch it. Don't hug me, I'm scared. It's not scary. It's just really strange. And there's nothing, like, I guess, inappropriate about it. It's just very weird. It's like a Salvador Dali painting turned into a video. And yeah, that's weird. But also, don't watch Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life if you're a kid. Or don't watch it with your kid, because it's not what you think. If your kid loves Shrek, never show them this, because it'll ruin Shrek. And it'll ruin a lot of things. Emma, did you show me that? You were there when I first watched it. I don't know if you showed it to me.
No, it was one of your roommates. I had already seen it, but it was one of your roommates that showed you.
Yeah, I don't even want to get into what that's about.
Nope. Let's just stay off that side of YouTube altogether.
Yeah, okay, here's another thing. What is your favorite YouTube video?
I don't really have a favorite video, like, of all time.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name. I genuinely don't, and I don't really want to move my phone and everything to try and find it. I could totally do a shout out next week. But there's this guy that I follow who's this hairdresser, and he basically just reviews, like, at-home hair nightmares where people try and do their hair themselves, and he's just, like, is basically reacting to their videos, and he's a hilarious person. I love him to death. So that's probably, like, my favorite channel right now.
Yeah. I watch a lot of movie reviews. Mr. Sunday Movies, another YouTube person, and has a podcast. Shout out. But I like that. But I think my favorite YouTube personality is Aussie Man, who is just this Australian guy who comments over other videos, and he's hilarious. But yeah. What? Yeah.
My favorite video right now of all time is Snoop Dogg narrating, like, Planet Earth.
That is so funny.
Just so much, like, the mongooses. Yeah, that's, like, literally my favorite video.
If you guys haven't seen that, you should go and watch Snoop Dogg narrating. It's like Animal. Yeah, I think it is Planet Earth. Just watch Snoop Dogg narrating Planet Earth. It is hilarious. Isn't
it called, like, Planet Earth or something? It's like
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? Through that video, I went down a weird rabbit hole, and there's this interview-style talk show with Seth Rogen and Snoop Dogg where they talk about a bunch of stuff. But one of the things is the origin of the dab video. So if you guys are humans, you know what a dab is by the dance move where you put your head into your arm, and just look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about. But everyone thought the dab video came from this one, like, viral video that was just like this kid doing this motion. But Snoop Dogg taught me in his Snoop Dogg wiseness that it's about this dude. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
It's this guy who's doing a dab, which is a weed thing where you take concentrated marijuana oils and you like smoke them out of this bong type contraption, and it's called a dab. And he passes out and he makes this hand motion, or he falls into his arm like that. And that's where the dance move came from. And I learned that from that, and it's that video of this guy passing out after doing this dab might be one of the, like, just most organic, funny things I've ever seen. Because this dude legitimately looks like he falls like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah, he does.
And it is absolutely comedy gold. I feel bad for him because I think he just destroyed all of his brain cells in one swoop. However, it makes me laugh every time. If I'm having a bad day, I'm going to just watch this dude do that dab and black out. And I'm like, life's okay. Also, I like Fail Army. Fail Army's cool. But I'm in the conspiracy theory pool. Do you know who the guys, the trick shot guys, what are those dudes' names? Dude Perfect.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Okay. Is it real? Is what they're doing real?
I think so. I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Because, one, if it is, they spend 9 years on each one of those shots. Because some of those, I'm like, this can't be real. Or if it is, I'm like, how many takes is this? And it's just nuts. But yeah, that's just some things that I like watching on YouTube. Apart from 4-minute Family Guy clips that Emma has got me onto.
Yes.
I mean, I love Family Guy and The Simpsons in general, but on YouTube you can just watch 4-minute clips, like the best things from Family Guy. But yeah. WWDC was today. That's another piece of news. Emma has no idea what I'm talking about, guys.
Nope.
WWDC is Worldwide Developers Conference. It's Apple's keynote on their technology side, not their physical phones. It's like what's new for iOS.
Yeah.
And you can do the Animoji thing where you like talk to the camera, but you can design one now for your own face. So
What?
yeah, you can become your own cartoon. It looks really cool. There's a bunch of other like technical things that make augmented reality better, make like this the operating system more seamless. It makes it smarter, makes Siri smarter. Those things, but the cool kind of novelty thing they showed off was this Animoji for your face, which is kind of like a joke thing, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are just things that we talked about, and it was just one of those like rabbit hole tangent episodes, which I really like doing because it's just us talking. But I may set up a Patreon for us in the next coming weeks. If people like that idea, please tell us, because 100% give me your money right now. Yeah, I just want to buy some gold grills, like is it Ryan Lochte has like those grills? I want to buy those and look like a complete asshole, right?
Yeah.
Emma's gonna get matching ones.
Totally.
And I'm gonna look like a disco ball.
Yep.
But yeah, so that was another episode of See What Sticks, and it was literally a show about everything and nothing. We redefine that every week by making the show less and less scripted and more of just us talking about things. And that's what I love about this show.
Me too.
Thank you again for listening. This has been another episode of See What Sticks, a podcast about everything and nothing. If you want to reach the show, you know how to do it. We have a Gmail. We have Twitter. I have an Instagram that I link to it. There's a Facebook page if you want to like it there. The videos go up on YouTube, LinkedIn, for those of you who listen from LinkedIn. What's up? And thank you so much for the continued support every week. We love you. You're the reason we make this. Also, my small amount of dedication to the show is also one of the reasons we make this. And Emma being like, when are we doing the podcast?
True.
But thank you so much to everyone for being part of this. And we will be back with more episodes. There may be a special guest episode coming up. And yeah, stay tuned for all of that and more. The website is still being worked on because I'm lazy. And thank you. That was another episode, I think episode 29 or 30. So, Emma, you got anything to say?
Thank you so much for listening. Y'all mean a lot to us.
Okay. Goodbye!
Bye!